Chase is not here. He's in Oxford.
He told me this morning, I didn't have a hard spelling. It's the only one I'm teaching is today.
I know. And it's the last day.
It's the last day.
Save the best for last.
You know,
Come on.
I mean, specific guide, instructor guide. Shannon's got me all set up.
She does. She's amazing.
Oh, this is a good one.
Your future.
Plan your future.
Oh, my future.
Okay, so I'm supposed to click too. Goodness gracious. You guys have done real estate expert of choice, lead generation, and lead follow-up, and now you guys are in the transact business part. We're going to plan our future, which is actually really cool because we are going into business planning soon. That's what we do in September and October. It's our business plan. Chase and I were talking about that this morning because on our huddle call, we had an idea that maybe a lead lever that maybe he could pursue. And so he said, yeah, okay, so I'll look into that. I'll set that on the calendar for January. And I said, deal. January's too late. So in real estate, you're doing your business planning for the upcoming year no later than October.
Yeah. Fourth quarter into the
Yes.
first quarter.
Yes. So is William normally in here?
Yep. He's
Okay.
here. I don't know where he went, but he is here.
Will I am, where are you? Yeah, I wasn't gonna start without you. Kidding?
This is a thick chapter.
This is a thick chapter. I'm supposed to say, today we are covering plan your future. So one thing that's definitely going to happen in this Ignite session next time we do it, and for now on, is it's gonna be longer. This hour and a half stuff, it's gonna be a 3 hour, 2.5 hour, I don't know what it's gonna be, but it has to be longer because what you guys aren't doing in this Ignite session is you're not doing the lead generation part at the end. Where we all sit together.
Right.
And you make your dials and you write out your thank you notes and whatever.
Right.
And so we haven't been doing those activities. And I didn't realize that when we planned it, that we weren't allowing that kind of time. So the next time we bring this around, it's going to be a little more.
I will say most of
hands-on.
us come out of here or stay in this room
And do it.
and do it. Wouldn't you say, Will? I mean, I
That's
do.
good.
You do. I know Chase does.
Good.
I know Brandon does when he stays,
Yeah.
but he's been doing a lot of the stuff at home. So, and then that's kind of, and Mary comes and does, but I think she works on the other side.
So who are our regulars in Ignite?
Chase.
Gabriel coming on last week.
Yeah, Gabe, you've been here like 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taylor has come 4 or 5 times. Travis sits in on certain teachers. The girl who, blonde, she's a dentist, not a dentist, but cleans her teeth. Hygienist, thank you. Oh my God. No, it is Peyton.
Okay.
Taylor, Peyton. Yeah. And then Brandon, he came a lot in the beginning and then he kind of has taken a break and then he's been back here. Mary comes almost every day.
Just because I feel like just hanging out, even small enough group that I don't know that we need to be perched up on the
That's what I did Friday.
click of buttons. Yeah, that's right. You led one. How'd it go? Yeah. Well done. Just
Love it.
knocked it out.
Yeah. But
I love that.
I would say most of us go and then do whatever our version of the steps are.
Okay. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, let's jump in. Today's the final day of Ignite. Woohoo! Y'all are
Kinda sad.
officially graduates.
I'm sad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, if you got a good group going, there's always stuff that you all could do together, Lead generate together, you can script practice together, doesn't have to end. You can still hang out with your people.
I think we will be.
All right. Okay, by the end of today, not only will you complete Ignite, you will understand the importance of running a smart money business to achieve a successful business. Review the success systems to understand wins and opportunities and identify different learning paths available to design your future plan at Keller Williams. So today's agenda will be setting our sights on a big future for ourselves. Okay, so apparently I am gonna do click. We're gonna do it from over here though. So you get a little quote. How you think matters. How you think at the beginning really matters. This is from Gary Keller and the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. What does that mean to you? What are your thoughts on that quote? It's all about mindset. It is so much about mindset in this business. When you show up for that listing appointment for the very first time, you better have your lockbox, your sign, and walking in the door saying, this is my listing. It is all mindset. I talk about doing the superhero pose. If you need to, stand in front of your mirror, pretend like you got a cape on, chest out, ready to go. There have been plenty of times where I've done that just to get ready for the day or whatever's in front of me. So yes, it's all about mindset. You guys have talked about that throughout Ignite, I imagine how important mindset is to this business. Sometimes mindset turns to doubt, disappointment, or fear. These are the times to be aware of it. Correct, it's within your control. You control your mindset does not control you. It's one of those, like, you can't control the very first thought that comes through your mind, but you can control the second one, right? So you're going to have thoughts of doubt. You're going to have thoughts of fear. You're going to be upset, discouraged, angry maybe, but you get to choose once that initial thought goes through to edit that second thought. So the question really is where's your head? Where's your mindset today going into this?
I mean, I know I'm going to be successful. I think I've been successful at everything I've ever done
Nice.
and everything I've ever wanted to do.
Yeah.
So
It's just another thing.
it's just another thing.
Love that.
Like there's always gonna be some set. Can't always wait until always. You have to keep going. You'll fall short.
It does happen. You do fail. I was talking to an agent yesterday about failure, and we're getting ready to hire a position. And I said, when I'm interviewing people for positions from now on, I'm going to lean more into their failure than I am to their success. Because everybody comes at you with their resume of all their success, right? I want to see where you failed
Well,
because it tells you so much.
is it Michael Jordan that has the quote of I've missed, whatever, 10,000 shots, but I made 700 shots. And statistically, that's why I'm the best at my game.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky talks about it. Henry Ford has a great quote of saying, whether you believe you can or can't, you're right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, are they failures or are they learning lessons? How do you respond to them emotionally You have 30 seconds of like, well, that sucked. That, I won't do that again. I won't make that mistake again, and then move on
Yeah,
and keep going.
I think that's a really good point, is the learning part. I tell my agents that each day you're going to either earn or learn.
Yes.
And sometimes you get lucky and get both. But you're always doing one of those things. You should, anyway. You should always be doing one of those things.
Yeah.
It's not even a bad idea to end your day with, what did I earn or learn today? Because sometimes when you just feel like you have been beat down, you've been getting nothing but no's, you're not getting where you want to go on that Tuesday, you could end your Tuesday with, what did I earn or learn? And your mindset just shifted into, here's what I learned. I got a full day of no's and I'm still alive and I feel great. Whatever that is. But the earning or learning, just make that your daily goal. I'm doing one of those two. Hopefully it's both. Occasionally it's going to be both. But you're always earning and learning. And then I will take it a step further on that learning piece. I'm a huge fan of when things don't necessarily go according to plan or the way I think they should or would go. Huge fan of asking myself, what part did I play in the result? What did I do well? And what could I have done differently? Huge. And when you're able to have that kind of conversation with yourself and be truly honest, I didn't get my 2 appointments today. Okay, what role did I play in that? I only lead generated for an hour. Okay, so what did that tell me? That's not time. If you have to be upset that I didn't get a deal done today, because let's be honest, I didn't talk to people. So just bringing yourself back to that reality and asking yourself that kind of question. Helpful. All right. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and to add on to that, I know that sometimes in business, there's a lot of pressure of, you have to be the biggest and the greatest in this $1 million club, and look at all these people doing all this big successful, and you like kind of get into that. You can be pulled along, but if that really doesn't align with your life and what you want in your life and how you want to live your life, even if you're striving for that, inside you're like, I don't really want that. I want to sell 20 houses a year. I'm okay earning a great 6-figure income because this is my other side of my life. So sometimes the comparison can be a thief of your goals too.
Absolutely. And that's why I think it's really good to align yourself with a group that leads into the goal setting and the planning. Because if you don't have a clear picture for yourself, then you are spending a lot of your time comparing yourself to others.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know going in that I need to earn X amount of dollars in order for me to live the life I want to live, you're able to back into that and say, okay, well, that means I need to close 2 properties a month. I can do that.
Yep.
And I don't need to sell more than 24 units a year. This is what I need to have in order to fund the life I want to live.
Yep.
You may not want to live the life where you got, 18 cars and 5 different vacation homes. Everybody in your family has money. May not be what you want to do, right? I might just want to be comfortable and be able to afford 3 vacations a year. That's who I am.
Yep.
That's okay.
Yep.
You get to make that determination for yourself.
Yep.
But it is hard not to get, it's a bold law actually, not comparing your insides to someone else's outsides. And the other thing too is when you start comparing yourself to someone else's outsides, you'll be surprised their outsides don't necessarily align with who they really are, what's really going on.
Yeah.
We see that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you on with her? Are you ready to take action? Are you ready to take action to have a successful day? That's my question to you. Are you ready?
Mhm.
Well, then let's do it. Did you guys go through the Y4C2Ts, the win-win, integrity, customers, commitment?
We have throughout the whole process. Is that the thing with the win-win, the Keller Williams?
Yep. if it's on here.
Just come up with
Mhm.
simple.
There we go.
Yeah.
So the belief system at KW, this expanded in 2020 to add the E. The E was not there before George Floyd's murder. And then after that, Gary added the E. And that's when they started the social equity committee as well within the ALC. But our belief system, it's changed that I know of only once. And like I said, so you've got the win-win or no deal, integrity to do the right thing, customers always come first. This is actually really interesting. I had a question. It was by Chase yesterday. As an opportunity, because his family does a lot of vacationing in Michigan.
Mhm.
And so he has a family member who wants to buy a vacation up there. So he's thinking about getting his Michigan license. And his conversation around getting licensed in Michigan. I brought it back to this and said, are you the best real estate agent today to help a family member buy a home in Michigan? Because our customers always come first, not your commission. So sometimes it's good to just have that reality check and realize that actually I'm probably not the best person to represent them in a market where I'm not licensed, in a market that I don't know, right? Or my ability to go show the houses anytime. You've got to really think sometimes about this belief system, and it'll help you make decisions that sometimes might be in conflict with some of your wants, right? Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. I love that one. Communication, seek first to understand. I think that if I were highlighting any of these, my big one, I think, is the communication, seek first to understand. We'll make decisions and make assumptions based on the conversations we have with our clients. We'll make assumptions based on conversations we have with real estate agents. We'll make assumptions based on conversations that we have with team members. And the reality is if you're not digging in to really understand, you may not know the full picture. And so if I make a call and I'm trying to see 123 Main Street, and I call that list agent, and that list agent is abrupt, maybe more nasty, I could hang the phone up and go, yeah, I don't want to work with that. Bleep, 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 right? Or I might say, I wonder if there's something going on in her life that causes her to respond to me that way. And just, again, that's mindset, right? Shifting things around. But that communication, seek first to understand. Not only is it a good thing for you to do as a human, it actually benefits your clients. Because if I take that time and maybe I get a second conversation with her, maybe I say something that's like, I noticed that you sounded kind of put off earlier, and I certainly hope I didn't offend you. And once I say something like that, her guard comes down. And she says, Kristen, I'm so sorry. I had a really rough morning with my daughter this morning. And then we end up having a conversation that guarantee the next time I want to see her listing, or I put an offer in front of her, guess what she's going to remember? That I took the time to understand what was going on in her world. That benefits my client. So really think about how the overall understanding of humans that you're dealing with benefits the people you represent. It absolutely does. Same thing of falling on the sword. I'll fall on the sword for my clients all day long. Something's not my fault. Stuff's blowing up. I'll say it's my fault. Yep, me, did it, screwed up just to get us through.
Yep.
I don't have any attachment to that. But if it helps get my client further along, I'll fall on swords all day long. Now, I will tell them after the deal's done that it did fall on the sword for them because I want them to know. But, it's just, yeah, exactly. So you might want to revisit your value proposition. I think you guys put a value proposition together earlier in this.
So did we put it together, Willard, or talk about it?
You spent nearly 4 weeks on your daily success system time communicating with your contacts. Now let's re-examine the value proposition you built in week 1. Turn back in your participant guide to the value proposition you built in session 4.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think we talked about it.
Okay.
How to come up with it.
Yeah. Let's see. I have notes of buyers get to do what the buyer wants, top 3 things, define value proposition for the commission, marketing, photos, negotiations, market knowledge, and then I start create vendor list. We did not, we went through what they could be,
Okay.
but we did not
You guys
write
decided.
out one
Okay.
for ourselves.
So let's go back to that then, because you guys have maybe a clearer picture of what a value proposition could look like now that you've gone through the entire site. So maybe let's go back to that define your value proposition in section 4. On your participant guide, it looks like it's 4.10. And so it says, identify your knowledge, attitude, skills, and beliefs that make you qualified to be a great real estate agent. I'm smiling because there's something called cash that I really don't think it's used enough. And that's a Friday. We use it on Fridays, and it's knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits. List your knowledge, attitude, skills, and beliefs in your attributes column in the table below. An example has been provided for each category. After you've written your attributes, circle the ones that align with what buyers and sellers value from the NAR data on pages 4.6 and 4.7. Star the attributes that show how you stand out as an agent. So let's dig into that a little bit. So according to this, the top 10 service areas of value proposition are needs analysis, pre-qualification or pre-approval, neighborhood information, home search, make an offer, negotiating to buy, vendor coordination, pre-close preparation, closing, and post-closing. That's all for buyers. For sellers, needs analysis, pricing strategy, property preparation, marketing strategy, receive an offer, negotiating to sell, pre-close preparation, closing, post-closing. What buyers want most from their agents, okay, this is what you need to hear. 52% of them want help to find the right home to purchase. 13% want help the buyer negotiating the terms of the sale. 11% want help with price negotiations. The other 24% is other. The factors that buyers value in choosing an agent: honesty, trustworthiness, experience, reputation. Sellers, they want you to price their home competitively, 21% do. They want you to market their home to potential buyers, 20% do. They want help to sell the home within a specific time frame, and they want help with helping the seller find ways to fix up their home to sell it for more. That says 16%. I honestly, this is 2022, that's higher now. So NAR stats actually have the seller finding ways to fix up their home to sell it for more at a higher percentage now, which is key for you to know. Those NAR stats change every year. They pull buyers and sellers. You guys should be using that NAR site and their reports to your benefit. But the fact that sellers wanting a way to fix up their homes to sell it for more has become increasingly popular. When you're thinking about your value proposition, how do you answer that need, right? That could be that could help you create that value proposition. Factors sellers value when choosing an agent: reputation, honest and trustworthy, friend or family member. So let's dig into that. So your attributes. Why don't you list a few things in the category of your knowledge. So do you have a business degree? Do you have experience working in a certain field? Have you volunteered over the years in this service industry or with this type of a human? What are your what's your knowledge? So list a couple of those. Two or three. One. Let's get you.
I have the other, I have the other thing, but I don't have. Basic,
Once you guys get to, once you finish your knowledge, go into attitudes. So you're doing knowledge, attitudes, skills, and beliefs.
If I could spell. This not right now. But I have any comments for this? Once you've listed your attributes and knowledge, attitudes, skills, and beliefs, we're going to transform the value you provide and the value of KW in your market center into benefits for your clients. So choose 3 attributes you circled or starred in step 1, which is what we just did, and rewrite them in terms of how they benefit your client. There's an example that's on 4.11. It says in your knowledge, attitude, skills, and beliefs. Example is integrity. How does that benefit your client? You have honest, dedicated service and the assurance that you will keep the commitments you make. So choose 3 attributes
disputes that you circle or starred in step one. Then you're going to rewrite them in a way that they benefit your client. William, did you need copies too? Yeah, I want you to at least have the what we're, this will right here. Once you finish the benefit to your client, you'll go down to, then that's when your knowledge, attitude, skills, and beliefs, you'll go down to the Keller Williams Market Center guide. We'll talk about that. Okay.
This is where you need ChatGPT.
Very well. The exercise itself, where you're filling stuff out, starts is on 4.10, 4.11. So once you've identified your knowledge, attitude, skills, and beliefs and how that benefits your client, let's look at how KW and your market center actually benefits your client. And that was discussed in session 1 too. So KW value, you have access to Connect. So that is your learning portal. Find classes, resources, that kind of stuff. You have local and regional training. You have events like Family Reunion Mega Camp. You have Keller Williams University, which is tech training, Ignite. KW Maps offers full. You've got a Command app, KW app. Command itself is value. Online business platform. Profit share, the different communities that we have at KW. This office's goal is to build 100 millionaires. So just knowing that our market center is focused on profitability to benefit your client. You're in a market center that's taking market share that could benefit your client. I think a stat to drop when you are interviewing is to let your clients know that 1 in 4 transactions, 1 in 4 real estate transactions in the United States involves a KW agent. So it's something massive. Well, I mean, your skills can translate to the real estate world, right? I mean, so the experience that you've had, I don't know what your experiences are. Your experience could have been, I played football in high school and I was on a team and I was in charge of this and I had mentors or I had, you know what I mean? Like things that you could lean into.
Like skills like
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Once you've determined your benefits to your clients with knowledge, attitude, skills, and beliefs, as well as the Market Center and Keller Williams, we're gonna combine those. So we're gonna combine a client benefit from each table you wrote in step 2 to create a value proposition statement that you can use. Right? Edit that statement. That you can use when you're prospecting, marketing, and in your dialogue with your clients. The whole idea behind this is knowing your value proposition is not just to put it in your listing presentation, not just to put it in your buyer consultation packet, but to be able to be in an elevator and somebody says, "Why should I work with you?" You gotta be able to have that response. Here's who I am, here's the value I provide. It doesn't have to be 18 minutes long. Actually, what is it? It's supposed to be like a 3-minute,
30
minute,
second.
30 second. It's tiny. You're not in the elevator very long. The example they give here, as you navigate your real estate transaction, I provide service that's dedicated and personalized to your needs by using the KW app to stay connected with you. When I lean into, you guys do it. When I'm leaning into the Market Center or KW piece, when I'm explaining my value, I'm always leaning into the 1 and 4. I don't think I need to say anything else about KW, honestly. If I'm doing my elevator pitch, I'm doing my value statement, it's going to be, I provide honest and dedicated service, and I keep the commitments to you. And then when I go into the KW part, it's going to be, while working for a company that represents 1 in 4 transactions in the United States. We do that for a reason. You can use whatever. I mean, it has various examples of what you can lean into on the KW part. The reason why they're wanting you to lean into the Keller Williams as well as the Market Center support, my Market Center has, you could say the last 3 months we've been record-breaking profitability in this Market Center, which means we're taking market share. Add that to your value statement. The reason it's wanting you to lean into the KW part is, 1, they're interviewing people from other brokerages. And 2, no one can match that. That's massive. And the other reason is, for a lot of us, if we're new or newer, we also need to lean into what the brokerage provides as a value piece. I've been doing it 20 years, I still lean into it, so. But I think that piece of market share, profitability, 1 in 4 transactions, that's what I would lean into when I was creating my value proposition. Hi, Travis. How's you?
Slightly kick myself. I talked to 2 people yesterday that are wanting, one wants to sell buy, one wants to buy. And one made the statement, I see a lot of work in Shepherd signs in Keller Williams. I made the point of like, well, Keller Williams has multiple different sale signs, but I forgot the one.
The 1 in 4, yeah. That's true, you know, and you know, that part of that response can also be is that, you know, Keller Williams sets agents up to run their own business. So we don't have the uniformity of signs. You could have pink sign, a green sign, yellow sign, doesn't matter. Yeah, I love that comment. I see some, I've never seen yellow signs. Or you don't get this so much now, but I used to get the ones with the ads, commercials, marketing. I can never see KW in a commercial. Oh, yeah.
We don't need.
Hey, there you go.
I like that.
That's good. That's really good. That's a good point. All right, anybody want to share their value proposition? Okay, how can I help? What's the benefit of me working with you? What are you gonna provide?
With
So you could do honesty, integrity, passion. So when I'm representing clients, I lead with honesty, integrity, and integrity. But I include the compassion piece because my goal is to understand your wants and needs. Something like that. So we have honesty, integrity, and compassion. And then what would you lean into on the KW side? Or the market center side? Got the 1 in 4 transactions. You've got record-breaking profitability in your office. You've got the fastest growing real estate company worldwide. The growth,
probably haven't been number one for a while.
we haven't, we got a couple of people nipping at our heels though. Good job.
Which was based off trouble anyway.
And a lot of those agents leave, come back to the came.
And we all are. I mean, every brokerage is experiencing that. But I would determine what am I going to lean into? Are you leaning into the command app? Because, you know, I'm able to search, you could search properties and I get a notification. So I'm leaning into technology. Is your client going to want you to lean into technology? Is your typical client going to be more impressed? You've got record-breaking profitability. And in 2025, are they going to be more influenced by the fact that 1 in 4 deals closed with a KW agent? And what is it that's going to resonate the most with the people that you talk to? So understanding who your audience is also helps you build that value from. That makes sense. Anybody else needing some assistance on their value proposition? Are you ready to rock and roll?
I can read it.
Read it. I'm here.
Then you can tell me.
Okay.
I said, did you know that 1 in 4 nationwide real estate transactions involve a KW agent? That's why even with 25 years of real estate experience, I partnered with a profitable marketplace that is about teamwork, win-win situations, and has systems to help successful contract closings. Everything I get, you get, with a dose of positive honesty.
Oh, I love it. Well done. That's strong. Love it, love it, love it. Really good.
Thank you.
Any feedback for her on her value prop? Sound good?
No, that's good. I mean, leaning on the team.
Teamwork is everything.
Can I
Yeah.
share what I did yesterday?
Yeah, please.
So it was a person that would be a first-time home buyer, somebody that's wanting to move, sell his house because he's tired of hearing gunshots, and move somewhere else. I was for the first-time home buyer, I said, you know, we work together, I'm working for you. I know some agents that will only show 3 houses, but I'm working for you, meaning we're gonna keep looking until we find the right house for you, the right price that works for you. Then for the person selling and buying, I said, right now we're in a market that our average dates of sales is 30, 46. My last 2 listings, I got one in contract in 2 days and the other one I got in contract in 3 days.
Thanks.
That was in this market. So if we work together, we'll be strategic, do what needs to be done to get your house sold, to the other, do you know what pocket listings? So, I said, so there's about 250 agents in our brokerage, and not every house will find on Zillow or I sent them the Calibrated app yesterday while talking for like
Nice.
sending in the other thing, and I said, yeah, so we'll have more inventory than just what you see online, so hopefully we can deal with just what you want, to hear about gunshots.
That's a really good point, Travis, is that that's another thing to lean into on the KW side when we're putting these value propositions together is the pocket listings, the office exclusive listings. So I have access to listings that do not hit the market because I'm in an office that's taken market share, is breaking records for profitability, so I can see properties before the public does. That's a big one in your value prop. That might be something to consider to add to it. Good job. Yeah, they're on command. You have to go into command and look for those. Here's what we're saying every week, and she compiles a list. Those should be in command. They are not, reach out to me. They should be there. And we're going to move away from this, but if you have not completed your value proposition, I'm going to ask that you pay attention to that and make sure you put it together. Because that is the one little piece, that one blurb to know, no doubt could be printed in your listing presentation. You've got to be able to get very familiar with it, say it over and over again, and to be where no matter where you are, you can let people know what the value is to working with you. All right, let's move back to where we are. Revisit your big life, your vision, your future, your big life. Somebody read this quote for me. I think I tried to put fun in there somewhere. Felt it. I like it. The big why is big. We're gonna do that. We're gonna be doing that next week, I think.
I think so. That's like a whole day thing. It's like 9 to 4 with Jennifer Baldwin.
Oh, she's doing a big why.
I thought so. Or positive. I thought it basically meant why.
She's doing the 6 personal perspectives. I know that's
Okay, that's it.
so our huddle group that gets on the call every morning at 8 a.m. We're doing a big why. Oh, it's September 9th at 12:30. But it's important to know your why. Why do you get up every day? Why do you roll out of bed? Why do you decide to get in the shower and actually get dressed to go to work? Why do we do the things that we do? Why do I want to earn X amount of dollars? Why? What's my purpose? And so understanding what that big why is can really help you on the days that you're not motivated, keeping in mind what that is. I have agents that I work with, my business partner in particular, as it's basically like a vision board of her big why that sits right above the monitor. So when she's looking at the computer screen, she sees her big why right there. So she keeps it right there in front of her, so she always remembers. I've got mine across the room from me hanging up. We introduced the concept of the big why in day 1, and we know that it takes time for each of us to think about and determine a concrete big why. Moving forward after Ignite, it's essential to have a clear picture of your big why, since it will keep you motivated and help you track and on track to meet your goals. As the quote states, it's your purpose, mission, or need that gives you focus. So let's dig into it a little more about your big why. Your big why is big, it's important to you, it gets you out of bed every morning, excited to get busy, brings you energy and focus. It's the ultimate turbocharger. Is already present even if you haven't thought about it. Your big why can be really big or it could be really small big. It doesn't matter. It's whatever drives you. Your big why should incorporate all the people in your life and the good that you provide for them. Turn to your participant guide to answer these questions and then write out a big why for yourself. Get clear on what matters to you and write it down. So when the copies that I just made for you all, you guys could just keep writing on that stuff, what we're doing here. So your participant guide for session 20. I have these questions. What topics or causes are most important to you? Go ahead and write that down. What topics or causes are most important to you? Your next question is, what gives you energy and fuels you personally? Next is, what is something you would do even if you were not being paid? And finally, what do you envision for yourself in your future? In order to have a big life, we all must have a big why. Our big why powers our big why. But a great aspect of the big why, it helps you say yes to what's important and no to the things that aren't a part of your big why. Your big why can change over the years. Some people say things like, my big why is my kids. I mean, I'll give it to you. I think it's a bit of a cop-out personally.
You can go to the kids.
Kids. Otherwise, children. No, I want you to dig in further. It can't be your kids, but what? In order to provide my children X, Y, and Z, right? You say my big why is my kids, but man, don't leave it there. What's that mean? Just feed them? Yeah, but if it is your children, I want you to dig a little further. My big why is my children so that I can set them up to be good citizens who contribute to society and are able to live independently wealthy. Now there's a big why that's about your children. See the difference? Yeah, for sure. And people have big whys that aren't necessarily always the healthiest, smartest big whys in the world, but they have a big why. My big why is to improve 200 lives through education and coaching. Last year it was 100, changed to 200 this year. We'll see. Before that, I was something as ordinary as my big why was spending more time with my husband. Really was. We met later in life, so I wanted to make up for all the bazillions of years that we missed together. So that kept me focused. I worked hard in order to make enough money where we could go do things together and enjoy spending time together. I got over that. Now I've moved on. Point is, your big wife changed. Still need that.
But you still get that happens now.
Yeah, because I'm affecting 200 lives, improving 200 lives, which in turn allows me the flexibility to hang out with the hubs.
Question. Do you have like a side besides?
Oh, we all do. I've never met a real estate agent that doesn't have a couple of side hustles. We all do. I own property, so I manage my own property. I have an Airbnb. I've got that. Yeah, so we've all got stuff to do on the side.
You have to have a hobby. Real estate is kind of you work your homes.
True. And the personality that's attracted to real estate is usually a personality that's attracted to a hustle. We like to have stuff going on. We like to invest in other things or try, we like the ever-changing opportunities. So we've all got stuff to do.
I think once you live life a little bit, you come to realize you shouldn't just have one stream of income.
For sure.
That you should really try to build at least 7 streams of income, because there'll be a stream that goes into the toilet, but the other streams will, rise, and then those will fall, but the other one will come up, because sometimes rental property, we had years of rental property where you couldn't get much money for rents. So we would barely cover, we wouldn't cash flow.
Right.
We would cover costs, but we would cash flow.
Yeah.
And now we're in the years of like rents are super high. So now places like pay for everything.
Yeah.
So you just, it ebbs and flows.
It does. Absolutely. Yeah, I know of real estate agents who have part-time jobs just for the insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they get a $2.
Yeah.
So,
Like the work Starbucks or something.
Yeah.
Get with their hours a week, maybe, not even that. We get health insurance. Yeah, it's insane.
my husband just got his like 20-year star, whatever it was, from eBay. Because he's been selling on eBay for 20 years. And I think he totaled it, was like $120,000,
Nice.
which was tax-free
Beautiful.
because they didn't tax for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Now they do.
So that's pretty decent.
It is like this year, either 25 or, but yeah, always we all, once you live life a little bit, you come to realize side hustle is where it's at.
For sure. It's all mixed in. Okay, let's share Big Y. Who's got a Big Y that want to share?
Really do this to help, elevate. She owns it. She owns it. That's all we hear. Just the thing. We don't find it. In that area, so I'm trying to like look for commercial properties around the state.
What's your mom do? What's her business?
She owns it. She owns it.
So she owns a beauty salon and you're wanting to help your mom build her business through real estate. And she's wanting to be in different locations, not just in Cincinnati.
In other states, which.
Okay. So not only your real estate connections, but are you going to contribute to her building her business financially? Like, do you have a financial contribution as well? Yeah.
One part was to just give my wife some, it's a small experience. To, to put, just to let purpose.
Okay. All right, so your mom has been a driving factor in your growing up? Okay. So your big why really is to support the woman who supported you, who gave you life, who supported you. My big why is to support her and her business. That's nice, that's tight. I like that. You're gonna convert a lot of moms as clients with that one. You're gonna have a lot of moms to go, oh, I like that. Who else?
Look at you, Bill.
Ooh, I like that. That's a solid goal, solid plan. Your big why is to help 40 people realize their dream of home ownership. I like that. It is a big goal and totally doable. Sweet. Anyone else want to share?
I would say mine is, to me, being debt-free equals a stress-free life.
Yeah.
So, I like to look at my real estate income as turning around and becoming debt-free. And I would say, with kids, like for me, my very specific thing is to help my girls get to college without debt.
Beautiful.
So that, because I know from when I was young, so crippling to have that college debt, and it's even like quadruple now.
Yeah.
So, and I'm very good at the free.
Mhm.
I'm a free genius.
Love that.
So I've always told them I wouldn't pay for college. So they, were successful and they felt that pressure. So
I told everyone my kids.
they
Your
were like,
job is to get a scholarship one way or another.
Yeah.
Right?
exactly. And then my goal is to bridge the gap.
Nice. Yep. I love that. You lean into that fiduciary piece of expressing your big why, or generational wealth when you're expressing your big why. Because that resonates with a lot of people. Generational wealth.
I just like my free time.
Yeah.
So debt-free to me
Debt-free.
equals stress-free, which
Yeah.
equals free time to do what I want.
Opportunity, right?
Yeah, at this point in my life, I'm selfish, and I'm okay with that.
That's quite all right. Any ahas you've had so far today?
Value proposition was great.
Yeah. Digging into that. Yeah, I'm glad we went back to that. All right, so we're gonna have a smart money business. Love this. We'll start out this day with the importance of running a smart money business. It's our intention that each one of you achieves the goals you set out with and end up being highly successful in this business. I wish I could have edited this stuff. Who loves accounting and keeping business books in order? Who loves saving for and paying taxes? No one? Anybody? Yeah, who does? You agents do. You get into this business because of other skills. You enjoy working with people and you have great sales skills. What many of us lack are money management skills. So true. So let's begin with some financial knowledge, and don't worry, you don't need to be an accountant or a tax advisor. You just need to know when to consult the experts. Do you remember your 6 big jobs? Lead generate, capture and convert appointments, present to buyers and sellers, get the agreement, show buyers and market sellers, write and negotiate contracts, coordinate the sale to a closing, and manage your money. Apparently you guys talked about that somewhere. We've been learning about 1 through 5 so far. So we're going to look at number 6, manage money. You're going to get paid for all the diligent work you did to help your buyers and sellers transact business, and that's what you're here for after all, to get paid and develop a big business. So it is important to know where your commission dollars go. It's important to remember that getting paid in the real estate industry is different from the salary you may have gotten before. The check you get upon closing a deal is not to be put in your pocket and spent. I screwed that up the first several years. Nobody was having these conversations. There will be expenses to pay and the ever-present taxes that must be saved for and paid every quarter. Who remembers where the commission goes?
Oh, it already says it.
Someone's supposed to click. Your market center, business expenses, taxes, and your take home. A third goes to your market center to cover company dollar, franchise royalty, and fees.
By the way, can you write that off? Because that's a business expense for me to pay you.
Yeah, I'd ask your tax professional. Roughly another third goes back into your business to cover marketing, operating expenses, signs, your car, your phone, and anything else you need to conduct to grow your business. That is tax deductible, all that fun stuff. And then, don't forget, you must save for and pay taxes. Finally, you get your share. I don't know what that thing was doing. Was it doing something as
It
I
was
clicked? It
clicking
said
the
click.
dollar.
I was laughing because you're magical. Like while you're teaching this, you just sent me a text.
Did I? This is so good. I did? Man.
Our systems are working.
As we told you before, an important habit to start right now is always put money away for your taxes first. Hear me when I say this to you. You're probably broke because you're just starting this business, or you don't have 20 bazillion years behind you, or it's 2025 and it's been more difficult. I don't know what it is, but please make sure you are thinking about your taxes. That has to come first, like it or not. And if you don't have the wherewithal or the accountability to deduct and from your commission or your paycheck and pay your taxes quarterly, please have Lindsay separate from your commission taxes. So she takes 30% of my commission and puts it into a separate bank account. And that bank account then pays my taxes. Please, 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 please do that.
Don't have the discipline.
I just finished paying my tax liability from 2014. It was awful.
The government will come for you. That's
Oh, they
for
come
dang
for
sure.
you. And here's the thing that I didn't realize was I was making a certain amount of money the first few years of business. And I was fine. I pay my taxes at the end of the year, no big deal. And then I jumped in production and didn't take that into account. And I got nailed hard on the taxes. Hard.
Yep.
So please, and if you get to a point where you're starting to earn a GCI of 75 grand or more, please make sure you talk to your accountant and talk about incorporating into taking your LLC into an S corp. Game changer on your taxes too. That doesn't happen until you hit a certain income level. Okay. Yeah, I already saw that. So let's look at an example. These are two different scenarios of a transaction closed by a solo agent, Jessica Campbell, where her share of the commission is $9,000. Please look in your participant guide to study these two scenarios and answer the questions. And then we're going to review. Is the $9,000 commission fee Jessica received profit or income? Why is Jessica getting a check for $5,760 for a commission of $9,000? Which scenario is financially sound? What makes it financially sound? So take a look and study those for just a moment, and then I will ask the questions. I can see it on my side. know the answer to this. You can just figure it out just from the graphics. Anytime you see this circle with a line through it, you know it's not bad. Okay. The $9,000 commission that Jessica receives. Is it profit or income? It is income. That's why it's called GCI, your gross commission income. Profit is what's left over after you are growing, as you're growing your business. You save for taxes, fund your personal lifestyle. It's important to know the difference between income and profit.
It's gross to see how many things get taken out.
It's so gross to see
So
everything
gross.
that's taken out.
That's why you have to own property.
Why is Jessica getting a check for $5,760 for a commission of $9,000?
She pays her marketplace.
Yeah, she's paying a market center. Jessica hadn't capped yet. Which scenario is financially sound? Which one would you choose?
Save taxes.
Thank you. You're gonna choose the second one. That's where Jessica puts 30% of her business in her business account to pay her business-related expenses. What makes that financially sound? Well, it's easy. She saves for taxes so she can pay them when they're due. Quarterly or annually, however you do it. In this scenario, Jessica is saving 40% of her income for taxes. This may be a high number, and it's best to check with your CPA to determine the rate at which you should save for taxes. Most agents receive little or no guidance on how to handle their first or any commission check. Yeah. And they end up in scenario one with no money left over to pay their taxes and a life they still need to fund. Incorporate these financially sound business practices into your business from the start and with every transaction you close. Money is good for the good it can do. Okay, so now that we've got a clear understanding of the importance of being financially sound, let me ask, what is the purpose of business? What's the purpose of business? Business, any business. Survival?
To be profitable.
Profit. Profit. Profit
Profit.
first. Always, always, always. We can't do the things that we want to do if we don't have profit, right? So you have to have profit. There's no reason to get into business if you're not making money. And that seems just like, yeah,
People's
Madness.
money stories are very complex though.
they are.
And a lot of people hate when companies make money.
So strange to me.
So strange.
So strange. They do it, yeah, they have a hard time, and then they also have a hard time with themselves, like making a profit. There are a
Yes.
lot of stories around how each one of us was raised when it comes to how we feel about money.
Mhm.
A lot of times it was a taboo subject. You didn't talk about it. I remember growing up, my parents just fought about it all the time. My mom was always wanting to save, my dad was always wanting to spend. The two together, constant fighting over money. And so how I internalized that as a child was to never be the pain in the ass that my mom is. Because as a kid, I saw my dad was having way more fun and my mom just always complaining. So which one would I choose? I'm going to go with his method,
Mhm.
which is unfortunate because I spent a ton of money early on that I shouldn't have been spending.
Mhm.
But that was the result of those two parents fighting about money all the time.
Gotta get your money story straight before anything.
Gotta get your money story straight. We've all got them. All right, let's jump into the difference between income and profit. And how the way you think of it can change the outcome of your business. If you've taken an accounting course ever, you probably know the formula commonly used to calculate the profit of your business. That is income minus expenses equals profit. I'm supposed to click to animate. What's it gonna have? While the formula to calculate profit is important, it's not the model we use to set and track our profit goals each month, each quarter, or each year. Instead, we ask ourselves the following strategic questions. Profit. How much money do I intend to have in my bank account at the end of the year? Great question. I dated a guy years ago, and his wasn't end of year, it was each month. Like he had a goal of how much money was going to be in his checking account each month. And I found that so interesting. It wasn't about how much money he was making. It was how much was going to be in that account. I always thought that was really tricky. Plus it was a high amount. I was like, I need to figure out this.
It was very small. Failure to launch.
Huh?
So you can save more that way.
Oh,
Exactly,
yeah,
that's
that's
what
why
he
he had the
did.
money he did. And could fly planes and all the things, yeah, yeah. But maybe his, maybe I shouldn't give him such a hard time, clearly he was doing. Income, how many homes do I need to sell in order to achieve my profit goal? I love that question. Expenses, how can I minimize my expenses to maximize my net income? This is a question you should be asking yourself regularly. We do that in business planning every year. So when we sit down together to do our business planning in October, I am going to say, bring your bank statements, bring your credit card statements. I want to see where your money's going. I'm not personally going to look over your shoulder and see where your money's going, but I want you to look at it and say, holy cow, I've spent this much money on this service that I do not even use. We got to stop. Or I really enjoy getting my Starbucks coffee, but there's probably a reality that I can make it at home and save some money. We did this exercise I do this exercise with my team every year. We did it a few years ago, and she learned in real time how much she was spending on DoorDash. Blew her brain wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking thousands and thousands, thousands of dollars on DoorDash. Insane to me.
Yep.
But she didn't know until we went through that exercise.
Mhm.
Okay. Thinking of it this way keeps us focused on profit rather than income. Just so we're clear, where does our real estate income come from?
Closings.
Closings. Sales side, buy side. Where else? Profit share.
Yeah, Keller Williams, profit share, training, it could be owning real estate,
Referral income,
but definitely.
leasing income. Lots of places.
I mean, Keller Williams in itself is a multi-stream brokerage.
Absolutely. You hit a certain production level, then opportunities will open up to you for investing. So things to think about.
So these are the expenses that are related to your real estate business. You have a cost of sale and you have an operating expense. Do you know the difference between the two? What's a cost of sale?
You got to pay it in order to get the deal. It's got to happen. In order for you to get that commission check, there is a cost to getting that.
So an example of your cost of sale,
Commissions paid to your market center. Royalty fees. You're with Keller Williams. They charge a royalty fee. Royalty fees, no matter what, you close a deal, you're paying it.
commissions or splits paid to employees or independent contractors.
I've got a transaction coordinator on my team. When I close a deal, she has to get paid, right?
So those are my cost of sales. Referral fees.
I mean, marketing fees would be,
There's your operating expenses. So operating expenses are the fees, the cost, the expenses that are related to
Running your business. Doesn't necessarily mean you're getting a closing out of it. But it's how we're running our business.
So marketing, rent, auto, salaries for your staff, photography, equipment, supplies, education. Those are your operating expenses that you continually have to pay for whether or not you've had a sale or not. That's just the way to look at it. Cost of sale means it is the cost of actually having a sale. Operating expenses, I'm paying them no matter whether I have a closing or not. That makes sense? The two? Difference between the two? Okay.
I've lost. It's important to understand the cost of being in business with the market center, cost of sales, or the company dollar royalty referral fees. If you have employees, the company dollar that agents pay is determined by each market center. You'll also have operating expenses, the expenses you incur to run your business, whether you're earning anything or not. Again, just to be clear, when you have no transactions, there are no cost of sales. However, there are always operating expenses to cover. Make sense? Best practices. In your participant guide, you'll see a checklist of best practices to having a smart money business. This list is a great way to put yourself on a path that will ensure your financial well-being. You may be able to check off the first item on this list, given your experience now, and determine your big why. That is 20.9.
Yep.
Go through the list and briefly talk about the importance of each item. Think about who you know that may be able to help you, for example, as an accountant, CPA, or an attorney. Gain clarity on your big why and plans for your future. Best practices for a smart money business. Set your personal and business budgets. Set up your business entity. Open additional bank accounts for taxes, expenses, or savings. Oh, the MREA has a chart of accounts that you can use. You can purchase or download tax accounting software. You can hire an accountant, a CPA, attorney, or tax advisor. And by the way, you'll find that you probably will be in a position where you go through a CPA or two until you find the person that is working best for you. And I want to find a CPA that's going to squeeze every dollar out of everything.
I got one for
You do?
you. I have two for you.
Please, my guy, I have to go all the way to Southern Indiana to find my guy, and don't think that he's really being as, I want somebody who's,
I have the
A bit
most
adventurous.
aggressive,
I want aggressive.
assertive, following the tax code CPA that I've used for at least 30 years. He's in Louisiana, but I
Wait,
just
he
ship
follows
him.
the tax code, but yet he will say, I'm not doing this.
He follows the tax code for the wealthy and applies it to us peons.
I
And then there's a guy who's local too.
I had one, but he's now serving 36 months.
Oh, darn, I would enjoy working with him.
Tax law.
Yeah, as I say, for my personal guy, I'm like, he's not risking his license for my pennies.
No.
So he's not going to jail for, messing me up.
No, I don't want anybody that's going to jail. However, I would like to have somebody that if they were thinking maybe somebody should go to jail, they might consider him as they move on.
So poor on paper. That's what you want.
That's what I'm looking for. I want to be
So
somebody
poor
where
on
I
paper.
cannot afford a pencil.
No, I
Which, by the way,
it's
I
a
did that
strategy.
too. Was in the beginning of real estate. I didn't know. I was deducting everything, which then in turn made my tax return look as if I didn't earn a damn thing.
Yep.
And then I went to try to buy a house and they went,
Not.
you don't make any money.
Yeah, you cannot.
So you've got to
Strategy.
also think about, like, what are my future plans? If I'm getting ready to buy a house, if there are 2 or 3, I need to not,
There's strategies around that too.
hang on. Set dates to calculate and pay your estimated taxes. Prepare for your future with insurance, savings, and investments.
And I would say, even like when you are saving for your taxes, to put it into a separate account, separate bank, and to go to that bank, particularly a great credit union, and do a money market account, because you can get 5% interest as opposed to whatever 0.2 if you're at like a Fifth Third or whatever it is, and then it makes it harder for you to spend that money. It's a little tip to help you be disciplined.
I love that. Credit unions are amazing.
Are amazing.
Insanely impressive as far
Yes.
as what they will offer their consumers. Credit unions are where it's at.
Yes,
Thank you for that tip. That is a very, very good tip.
because if you have to walk into the bank to physically withdraw money,
You're not gonna do it.
you're not gonna spend it.
Yeah.
And a lot of credit unions don't, they have apps, but they're not,
It's a
you're
really
less
good
likely
point.
to like download it or have it on your phone.
I'm gonna change mine, because I've noticed my husband has dipped into my little tax account.
Cause it's easy. It's click, click, transfer.
And he's just like, oh, I just need to do something, I'll move it back. And I'm like,
That's a base.
Yeah.
But also money market accounts, they make you a lot more money.
yeah. And any financial advisors can tell you that every single penny you have to your name should be earning interest. Period. Every penny.
Everybody. And if you have,
Sitting there.
if you have savings in a credit union, they're more likely to loan you a mortgage too.
Very true. Ooh, I'm moving mine to my credit union. Thank you for that. My 30%.
And find a CPA who will give you a list of every single thing that you could write off.
I
because-
found a CPA, yours.
Yeah, because you can't, because it's endless of what people don't think they can write off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like health insurance, like if your spouse has a job and you have to pay part of the health insurance and they pay it through their employee paycheck, but you're self-employed, you can write that expense off because you're married and you file jointly. And even though they're paying it out of their paycheck, it's a business expense. Your healthcare is a business expense. It's endless.
It's endless.
It's fun.
Think and act the wage you want before you earn it.
It's a little
That's
more
that
stuff.
whole, that's that fake it till you make it kind of thing, which I'm a huge fan of. Average is as average does. Good is as good does. And great is as great does. What you do is who you become. We're gonna revisit your profit net income goal. This, if anybody wants to sit down and do this one-on-one, this is a great opportunity for you to sit down with Lindsay and really dig into your P&L. What does that look like? What's your profit net income goal?
And Lindsay can help you walk through that.
I would definitely recommend you do that with her.
And we'll do classes as well with the, actually, Lindsay and I have one coming up where it's goal setting and the economic model and budget model.
I'm kind of flying through because I know what time it is. Ahas, have any?
Yeah, there's too many ahas.
My ahas that I've had too many ahas.
There are too many of those orange screens.
You guys are so much more. What the heck have we been doing? Oh, no, you're not so much more. Your success system, you guys are supposed to be doing your 10 conversations, 10 contacts added, 10 handwritten notes, the 10-5-1 social media. Accountability keeps your mindset focused and positive, reminds you of your big why, challenges you and makes you uncomfortable at times. By the way, when you're growing, you're always going to be uncomfortable. Just get used to it. And it's one of our 6 personal perspectives, be accountable. You have opportunities for accountability partners, productivity coach, mentors, coaching, your team leader. Why do they not have me in there? Ahas. This is all about, yeah.
You were amazing.
You're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing. Woo! Donate to KW Cares. That's another thing you can have Lindsay take out of your check. When you get a commission, even if it's just $5 from your commission to go to KW Cares, really, really appreciate you all doing that.
And it's tax write-off.
It's a tax write-off and it does help people. I have witnessed it firsthand. The people whose lives have benefited from the grants they receive. KW Cares. It's an easy way to do good. KW Next Gen, we'll be doing that again. That was amazing. We did that earlier this year. Plan for learning. Aha! Get real about your situation and get right about what you're doing. Bring a greater sense of clarity, priority, and focus to your work. Aha!
And
A
take
lot
on,
of those.
and take on these stuff.
Yeah.
Take. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing this.
I'm going to officially say you graduated because it's 10 after 11. Congratulations, you graduated! Woo! Was this good? I don't mean today, I mean like the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's good. Overall value,
Yes, very much. So.
I
would
haven't
you do it
taken,
again?
We do parts of it, yeah.
did it right when I joined.
Yep.
The last 2 years, I just didn't see the need, but it seemed like that was.
You've put in a lot.
I've taken it after being in the business a bazillion years.
Yeah, you were in the class when I took it.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need the refresher
Yes.
of
Always.
things, you know?
We should always be moving. We should always be learning. Oh, we didn't have anybody here.
Always a good thing to keep learning, and things change.